my Discord real quick. Nice. Nice. It's working. Okay.
I'm gonna try to share it on my Twitter too.
Thank you. Appreciate that. It seems good to me. I will try to wave my hand, see if there is no lag.
For the
But
bitrate. Yeah.
I actually uppered the bitrate to 6K from
Oh.
2.5K today because I
You stream-
realized I was streaming on 2.5K and I was like, what the hell, I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure why.
You're 1080p now?
Yeah. Yeah, because OBS like set up with this latest update to like basic settings, and I wasn't sure why. So yeah, it happened to me.
No, I never updated OBS.
Oh, okay.
I never
But I
updated.
couldn't stream without updates. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
weird. It's weird.
You can.
Okay, let's just wait for some minutes. If okay, everyone who's on stream, please let us know if the voice is good and also the there's no lag. If I'm waving my hands, you can see us both speaking, moving. There's no problem.
And if there is any noise in my microphone,
yeah, let us know if there is any issue with any of our cameras or mics or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Lurkers, speak up.
Wait a second.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Maybe I'll have to announce it again.
Let me check. I will check. If everything looks nice, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, everything looks nice. So
it's
far.
Not lagging. It's not dropping frames at all.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's. Yeah.
It works. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes it's lagging. How much is your bitrate now?
6K.
It should be working fine.
It's very laggy, or just.
No, it's not really laggy. Just sometimes like.
Okay.
Yeah. Watchable, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. Jó, de nem laggol. Nem laggol egyáltalán. Minden jó. Everything is fine. Egyáltalán nem laggol, Mini. Egyáltalán nem laggol? Nem. She's saying it's not lagging at all. No.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
So.
Az volt a baj, mondtam én? Aha, valószínűleg. Yeah, she's saying that probably the bitrate was the problem because it got set up to lower profile of bitrate. Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Okay, so yeah, hopefully everyone will tune in. Lurkers will speak up as well, like always. Okay, so yeah. Okay, let's start if you're down to that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
let's start.
So hi everyone, I'm Remulto, and at today's episode of Dev Life 8, I have a special guest who is the developer of Pre-Dusk, and I'm very honored and also very thankful that you have accepted my request for this video interview of mine. And I would like to ask you for a little bit of introduction about yourself.
Yeah, of course. I'm Okba. I'm from Algeria. Okay. I don't know if you know the country. From North Africa. I'm 25 years old. Okay. I'm a solo indie game developer. And I'm a little bit new to the industry, to be honest. I don't have a big experience in the industry. But yeah, I am the developer of Predusk, but I made some games, but I didn't publish them, so they are smaller projects. I
I see.
have a background in art. I've been doing art since like 2017 using Photoshop, and I jumped into the industry in 2020.
I see. And
Yeah.
were you planning to release your non-released games at some point of your life? Like, is it like a project to do at some point of your life?
Um, most of the smaller projects are just like for learning. Just
Okay.
well, they were just a learning experience, and I don't think like I'm gonna go back to these projects. They
Okay.
are smaller than. So Predusk is my main project.
I see.
Was my main project for 3 years.
Okay.
It have been really hard to make the whole game alone, from art to programming to game design to
I see.
marketing to everything. Yeah.
I see.
But from now on, I don't think like I will go back to these smaller projects.
I see. Okay. So it's always nice to hear about like the origin story of people, how
Mm.
they got contact with video games and the industry as well. So what is your previous story like? What is the first contact with
Yeah,
video games
yeah. Like
in your
I
life,
think
or what
this is
was?
like yeah, this is like a cliche, but I have been playing games since I was young.
Okay.
Uh, I think that's a unique thing, but yeah, I started playing with NES, so the
Okay.
console NES. My first game was Super Mario Bros. 1. And
Nice.
I think in 2005, I started playing on PC.
Okay.
So I don't have a lot of memories with consoles,
I see.
so I'm a big PC player. I have been playing since like I was 4 years old.
I see.
My main games, like I have been playing a lot of single player games, like in 2011, 2012, Skyrim, Elder Scroll. I've
Nice.
been a big fan, and yeah, I did YouTube in 2017. I
I
was
see.
talking in another language. I was doing videos about talking about video games. I was doing news. So I was doing gameplays too, but I stopped in 2019 because
Why
of
did you
game
stop?
dev. Um, I thought like I was not. I enjoyed it, but
Okay.
it's not a real like a career for me.
I
So
see.
I wanted to jump into the gaming industry, to be honest, in 2017. But I
Okay.
thought you need to be really smart to make games, but it's not the case anymore. Well, it's really hard, but at the same time, I was really afraid. I tried in 2017. I tried to learn Game Maker,
I see.
and I stopped. And after that, I tried the Unreal Engine, but I didn't know what I was doing. And yeah, until 2020, I want to try to make a 2D platformer. Like the first game I have ever played was a 2D platform,
Oh,
and
I
I
see.
thought
So
it's a
that was the
great
influence
idea.
behind your game. I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So Mario Bros was a big influence.
I see.
I'm a big fan of platformers too, so I
Okay.
like Celeste and a lot of
Or
platformers.
Hollow Knight, I
So yeah.
guess. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Hollow
Nice.
Knight. I played Dead Cells. I played a lot of platformers.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And so were your friends or family supportive about your choice of making games and going to the video game industry and playing games, or how do you feel about that?
Well, to be honest, my parents like they didn't so they understand a little bit. Well, my
I
father
see.
was playing video games
Oh, okay.
when I was young, so this is why
Was he
I
playing
started
with you
playing
too,
video
or
games.
just by himself?
Oh, like when I was young, he was playing like he was a big fan of NES, so
Oh,
this is
okay.
why I started
I
playing
see. I
video
see.
games. My brother is a big fan of video games, and I think he knows better than me in video games. I guess he's a
So you can
big
compete with
hardcore.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see.
yeah, he's a big hardcore gamer.
Nice, nice.
And same with my friends. Have been really supportive. They understand what I'm
That's very
doing.
nice.
They understand it's really hard to make video games, especially alone.
I
And
see.
yeah,
How did they like your game?
Yeah, of course. They liked it. It's a
Nice.
little bit hard for them.
Okay.
It's difficult because yeah, I as you can see there is a Dark Souls here, so
Yeah,
I
yeah, make it hardcore. Yeah, nice.
yeah, I
Like
like
the old
hard
school
games.
games. Yeah,
Yeah. So Celeste was a big influence for
I see.
making my game too. So yeah, they like the game. They have been really supportive. They tested the game and everything. So yeah,
I see. Okay.
it's yeah.
And so you were talking about making a hardcore game, and you made it happen
Mm.
to the market. So weren't you afraid that like people won't go through or play through your game because it's difficulter, or it has a bigger difficulty than most of these games nowadays?
Yeah. So to be honest, because it was like my first real commercial game,
Okay.
I was focusing more in learning a lot of aspects in video game development.
Okay.
So to be honest, I didn't expect any big success from this game. So this is why like I know a lot of people hate like Cuphead because it's really hard.
Yeah.
They will stop playing the game and everything. But to be honest, was that was I didn't think about really difficulty of the game is gonna stop
I see.
players
I
or
see. So
anything.
I
So
guess
yeah,
there was no any pressure at you at that time
yeah,
of
there was
developing the
not.
game. I see. But that's
Well,
a very good thing.
well, there is a little bit of pressure because, as I said, I was doing YouTube in 2017
Oh,
until
okay. I
2019.
see.
I had a community, so most of the people have been really waiting for the game
I
from
see.
2020 until 2024. So I was a little bit afraid from the reaction of the players, to
I
be
see.
honest, because it's my first big game. I
Yeah.
don't know like a lot of things in game development. It's really frustrating, but I think when I started doing really good and I feel good when I released my demo, so people really understand how the games go. How, like, yeah, this is because in my community, a lot of people thought I'm gonna make something bigger than that because some people doesn't understand how video games work or how
I
you
see.
can make games. So people expect more. This is
Yeah,
what
it's
makes
true.
me
Yeah, it's true.
really, yeah, this is what makes me really feel stressed a little bit. And yeah, the reaction from the players was really good. They had a good amount of players.
I see.
And if you want any numbers, of course, we will talk about it later.
And how could you like cope, or how could you deal with these stressful times in your life during the developing process? Like when it happened, or when those times happens to you, what could you do about it? Like,
Well, to be honest, not thinking about it is the best way to do.
okay,
So
okay.
I need to avoid it. I need to like
Have you been trying
only
to do
focus
something
on
else to not focus on those stressful times?
yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I was always trying to learn new stuff,
I
working
see.
on the game. Not like people in the internet will say a lot of things. So
Yeah, it's true.
you need to develop like thicker skin. So people
Yeah,
are
exactly.
not a lot of people will like your game
Yeah,
or any projects you do on the internet. So it was really hard to be honest, but at the same time most of the people were really supportive,
I see.
so
So it
it
helped
was
push through those times, I guess. Those
yeah,
positive
but at the
vibes.
same time yeah, but at the same time you will get like making the game alone without a team, you will feel alone. There is like stress come from a lot of places because you need to market the game. You wasted years making one game, one project.
I see.
So if people will like it or not, so that's really a stressful thing. So you at some point you will think like you're doing something is not worth it. You're spending a lot of time. The only good thing I guess I did is not spending a lot of money on the game
I
because
see.
I traded the money with my time. So I did 99% of the things, only the music. Uh, um the composer was from Italy. His name is Marcello.
I see.
He did a great job with the game. So yeah, this is the only part I didn't make in the game is the music, and the composer was really, really helpful and talented. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So my question goes will go to the music and the theme of the game. So I experienced your demo and I felt like it's very interesting to see that like the music has more like cozy vibes and chill vibes as for me personally, and
Yeah.
the theme is a bit like more darker. So how those two things come along in your game? Like what's the idea behind that?
Yeah. So the problem is, as I said, I don't have a lot of experience in the game industry. I wanted something really cozy, as you said, cozy. But I don't know if you know the because I get inspired with that animation movie, um, the garden, the garden something. Sorry, I forget the
No, it's
animation
okay. It's okay.
movie. But yeah, it was like really inspired by that environment. It looks cozy
Okay.
in the forest and everything, but at the same time there is a dark theme
I see.
in
I see.
it. And the idea behind the character was is a naive kid
Okay.
in a dark world.
I see.
This was the idea of the game.
I see.
And if you played the game, you will see how he's talking to other NPCs, and he doesn't take their their speech too seriously.
I see.
And yeah, that was the main idea behind the whole game. This is why it looks cozy, but at the same time,
It's a bit darker.
dark theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So is the little kid has been influenced by you? Is it you? I felt like it should be
Well,
or it could be like. Is it like you're
yeah, I
from life
think
a bit? Like you're trying to
maybe
search your way in the dark places to find your light?
maybe mentally, I think I put a lot of my uh, maybe my personal life in it, but you need to really play a lot to understand that most of the players are not going to understand what does that mean. But yeah, it was maybe my personality, I guess,
I see.
but
Yeah, I
not
totally got it
100%.
because like I'm telling you like when I was playing your demo I saw your videos earlier like your YouTube
Yeah.
videos and streams like from today as well, and I thought that okay it's got to be you like at some point of your life you decided the character Ray to be you, like it's like a hidden
Yeah.
secret message in the game. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
there is a small message, but I told you like most of platformers play gamers,
Okay.
they only focus most of the time they don't focus on the story, by the
Yeah.
way. And the story is really really classic and simple. I
Yeah.
didn't want to focus on the story because it's my first big game. I didn't want to make the project bigger.
I see.
By the way, I thought I can make the game in 1 year and end up in 3 years, almost 4 years. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, most of the platformer gamers they focus like Souls games. Most of the time
Yeah.
they focus on the gameplay uh, more than the story. I
Yeah, only very
appreciate.
hardcore ones are
Yeah,
into the story that much. Yeah.
yeah, people love the gameplay and how you kill the bosses and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, most of the time they don't care about the story a lot. But yeah, this is that was the idea behind it. The naive kid in a dark world.
I see. I see.
Like the dark world want to kill want to chase that character, but he doesn't care. That was that was the idea. I don't know if I presented really like really accurate, but yeah, I did. I think decent with
Have you
that.
escaped from your own dark world? How do you feel about that in real life?
Well, I'm in the middle of it. I'm
Oh,
in the
okay.
middle of it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I see. I see. Okay. So, and you were talking about like managing the balance between the story and the gameplay, and you decided to go more for the gameplay, but like still managing to give a message for those who like searching for a message or a story. So, when you were designing these two things and balancing it, like, did you want it at some point of your developing process to change it? because you felt like, okay, it's too much of the gameplay and you should like implement more story, or were there times like you weren't like sure about the balance between those two?
Well, I think the opposite. I wanted the story to be really a small thing in the game,
Okay.
to be honest. Because in every level, there is like a new ability. I deleted a lot of things in the game. I had a lot of systems in the game I made, and I removed them because of like in my head I had a deadline, right?
Oh, okay.
So the story was not. I told you like I didn't focus a lot on the story. It's I don't know. There is a balance and between the gameplay and the story, but most of them, like you can say, it's 80% gameplay and
I see.
20% story.
And
Yeah,
those.
there is a balance.
No, no, go for it. Sorry.
Yeah, I told you there is a balance between
I
these
see.
things.
I
Yeah,
see. And when so you were talking about like you deleted some some parts or segments
features.
features, yeah, from
Yeah.
the game. Did you deleted them like completely, or are you planning to add those like in the future to your game, or
Well, I
like are
had
you
think that
open-minded about getting those back into your game at some point with future
yeah,
updates?
I had like some features or subsystems in my game, but I removed them. But at the same time, they are in the game now, but
Oh,
in a
okay,
different
okay.
way.
I see.
Let's say a level system. I had like a system where when you kill enemies, you get level up. That's
Okay,
a basic thing in the games. But when you level up, let's say you are level 5, you get crossbow or double jump or let's say glider or grappler. These are
okay,
the abilities in the game. But I had like a game design glitch where some people need to get like to level 10 and they need the glider, but they're not in level 10. So I had like a game design glitch. So this is why I removed it because I needed to redo a lot of levels. I didn't want to do that. So I
I see.
wanted to be simple. So every level now you had an ability. That simple. The first level you will get crossbow, level 2 double jump, level 3 glider, and level 4 grappler, and the level 5 the longest level. You have everything. You can use everything at the same time.
I see. So it's like not
But
stopping you from
yeah,
processing through the game by getting to
yeah,
certain level of your character. I see. I see.
yeah. But at the same time, I had like ideas to add it to the game, but I didn't because I had a deadline, like some speedrunning
Oh, nice.
aspects. Yeah,
Nice.
so this is the only way to make a small single player game stay alive is to make it a speedrunning friendly for the
Hmm.
speedrunners. I really like the community of
Yeah,
speedrunners. They are doing really good. So yeah, like some small things I want to add is like death counter and timer for the game, and for every level there is a timer and everything.
I
So
see.
yeah, these things like I didn't add and I really want to add in the future for the game.
I see. And
Yeah.
you were also talking about like the difficulty and how you managed to decide what difficulty should work for the game. But like, were you planning to add like difficulty options as well for the players? If they think
For
like
now,
it's too hard, were you thinking about that too?
well, I watched some YouTubers and some friends who played the game.
Okay,
If you take the time, you can finish the game. So I think it's gonna stay like that as a classic game. I
nice.
want it in a classic way, so we all have the same difficulty.
Okay,
Uh, yeah, and keep in mind, this project was a learning experience. So I'm working on another project,
oh nice.
smaller but better quality.
Oh
So
nice.
this is that was the my entry project to the industry. So I didn't want to like take a long time with one project.
I see. I
Like
see.
most people may make the first game. It's a smaller game. I made it with a story and everything, cinematics. The art takes a long time to be done. Like I made the cinematics frame by frame, and every room in the game is a unique has a unique art style because I draw it with my hands. So yeah, this is why it takes a long time to make it.
And
And
oh no, go for it. Sorry.
yeah, and the playtime, by the way, it's between like 4 hours to 8 hours.
Okay.
Depends on your skills, of course.
Okay. And
Yep.
so we were discussing, and you were telling me about the different levels, that they have this real different art or forms of art and look and the theme. So like what are they representing, each one of them? Like are they like also hidden messages, parts from your life, or it's a totally different theme, like or what can
Well,
you
to
say
be
about
honest,
it, or at least if you can say about something or
yeah. Well, to be honest, doesn't represent any like personal thing
okay,
in my
okay.
life, but yeah, every level has its own unique art style, which is the second. The first one is black and white, and everyone will call it limbo.
Okay.
It's like the darkness where where the main character came from. And there is second part, second chapter is the ice, which called brain freeze. Third level is a forest, foggy forest. I like this level. I actually enjoyed making this forest level. And the third level was a desert, Savage Sand, called Sand, inspired a lot by the movie Dune. If you
Oh,
watched the
nice. Yeah.
Dune, yeah. Um, I think let's go back. Level 3, the forest level, inspired a lot by Rayman, the game Rayman. So every level has like an inspiration by a lot of games.
I see.
And the last level, Castle Rain, which is the last level where you go to the castle, and yeah, it's like a black and red, which red represent the evilness and everything. So yeah, uh, overall, when you see like how's the game is most like it's really classic. You can find like the biggest boss in the end and everything. I love this. I love this style. I know it's really generic, but I made it like this just to learn. By the
I
way,
see. I see. But it's very
yeah,
interesting to like experience that you were saying like we are going from like very darkish colors to very warm colors, and again by ending red and dark colors, it's
yeah,
like the closing chapter and the beginning chapter is dark with the red like warmy vibe. It's very interesting. Okay, I'm not sure if you
yeah,
it was planned, but it worked out like that way, and it's very interesting to see that.
yeah, yeah. By the way, because I don't know if I can explain, but because the last level, let's say, influenced the first level. This is why it's
Oh,
black and white and
okay.
black. Yeah. So
I
this
see.
is why it's like that.
I see.
But other places are like for your journey and enjoying other environments. By the way, this game, like I'm a more like into art than programming.
I see.
As you can see, I was talking about environment and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually into arts, and I really love that. So to jump into the industry without an experience, you can't just say I want to work with a studio. Let's say. So you need to make a good portfolio. You need to make a great game to represent your portfolio. So the art was a big aspect in my game. My game. So yeah, I was doing my best. At the same time, it's really I want to focus more on the quality more than quantity, but you need sometimes like quantity because
To balance
the
those
game
things
really.
together, I guess.
Yeah, and imagine while making the game, you need to make it more than 2 hours because it's not worth it to make a game
Yeah.
less than 2 hours.
Yeah, because of
Yeah,
the Steams, like you can
yeah,
refound it. Yeah. By the way, are you
yeah.
planning to launch your game on any consoles as well, or?
Well, to be honest, I was thinking about Nintendo Switch a lot. But for now, I don't know. I don't really know because I think the next projects are gonna be better fit for consoles,
I see.
better than this, because if I see like Pre-Dusk, it's not the most optimized game. For PC is fine. A lot of people said publish it on mobile, but I don't know if people know how much is really hard to make a PC game and port it to mobile. You need to really optimize the game. But I'm open with porting to consoles, of course. Maybe Xbox and PS and Nintendo, of course. Yeah,
I see.
it runs well with Steam Deck, so yeah, why not?
I see.
I think, yeah, I think, um, I think porting your game from Steam to other like consoles is something really worth it, I think, to
It's
do.
also a learning
Uh,
process, I guess, doing
and
those
yeah,
by yourself.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah. It would be really easier, of course, if I was playing with, if I was working with a publisher, of course, to
I
because
see.
they can port it for me. But I didn't want to. If we can jump into publishing, I didn't want to work with publishers because I didn't know how to work with them. I was really afraid.
I
I
see.
collected the wish list and everything, but I thought like a lot of publishers are not gonna do what I really want to, and it's my first project. Why would I work with? I know
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like,
Like you wanted to
uh,
have more freedom
yeah,
in your process.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you work with publishers, it would be really
Strict about
well.
their
Depends on the
ideas.
publisher, of course. Depends on the
Yeah, yeah,
publishers.
true,
Some
true.
publishers gives you like really real freedom. But for my first experience, like a big, my first game on Steam, why would I like? I want to learn a lot of steps, and
I see.
now I think I can work with publishers. Why not?
And
So yeah.
are you considering your future like to work for other developers, or are you still comfortable with like working on your own, or you still want to find a balance between those two things or two life methods in the gaming
So
industry?
yeah, yeah. While, by the way, while working on freelance, I
Okay.
was doing freelance.
Okay.
So I was not. I'm not a big freelancer or something,
Okay.
but I do UI arts for other games. So I
Okay.
do freelance.
I see.
Yeah. At the same time, I think I want to work. I want to make my studio like bigger with
I
other
see.
people
So
and
it's more
everything.
important to you like working on
Y-
your own craft
Yeah,
there rather than
these are
like
like
working to other developers or for other developers.
yeah, but at the same time, I need to get like the experience to work with a team. So maybe I will work with other teams, making a game. I don't think I can see myself working alone in other games because it's really frustrating. I need the team. I need at least two people because it's really hard. At the same time, I'm gonna be working on my personal projects, and of course, maybe I will work with other studios. Why not?
I see.
I'm open with to everything. To be out for now, I'm open for everything.
So I guess it's like it's for you it's like still finding your way in the industry.
Yeah, especially if I can like get an experience with a team. So it's really gonna help me because I will understand a lot of things I didn't know what I
Yeah.
was solo. So yeah, I can go now full time in the solo dev after working with a team, maybe.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
guess like if you like handle the problems yourself, it's like a better learning experience because then you realized the problems and how to solve them by yourself and not by an
yeah,
helping hand, and you will remember those things in your
yeah,
mind and
true.
use again if the problem comes back again. Yeah.
Yeah, but like the problem is while you were working alone, like as a solo, you can't be good at everything at the same
Yeah,
time most
true.
of the time. Let's say Stardew Valley developer, he's really talented, right? It was his first game for a portfolio, but it went really well. But it's 1% of the game, like solo indie game
Yeah,
developers. A lot of
I
people
got you. Yeah.
stop after the first game. That's a big problem because once people started learning game development, a lot of people thinks it's easy and they will make a lot of money. with the first game on Steam. So they be discouraged and stop. So this is why I don't want to have this mentality. Working alone will make you a little bit, at least for me, depressed a little bit, because there is like you are facing everything alone. Depends the person, of course. A lot of people love to work alone, especially me. I love to work alone. I love to put my I love to control my projects and everything, but I can't see myself working alone, even in my personal projects. But yeah,
I see.
working alone will make you learn a lot of things. Like I
Yeah.
didn't understand. Like in 2019, if I see myself now, I will not like believe, oh, I made the game and publish it on Steam.
Yeah, it's like a dream come
A lot of
true
people
for
wish.
you.
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
is. But yeah, I can see like the next 5 years or 6 years is gonna be really hard work. Yeah, because I don't think I'm gonna stop. Like it's just the beginning
You should
for
never
me.
stop. You should never stop. You're
Yeah,
good
of
at it.
course,
So
sure.
okay,
Yeah,
and you
thank you.
mentioned you were like on Twitch and on YouTube, and you still are.
Mm.
Did those platforms help you like growing your game and hyping up the release of your game and getting to the people that they should know
I
about your
don't
game?
I don't think without like my community, that game would be anything. To be honest, you
Okay,
know why? Because when I started YouTube in 2017 in another channel, another language,
okay,
I knew a lot of YouTubers at the same time. So big YouTubers played the game. That's really helped me a lot with my community too. On Twitch, they're always talking about the game, maybe more than me. They really
they're
helped me a
more
lot.
passionate.
Yeah, actually, I will sometimes I would be shy. Like for a new viewer, I don't want to talk about the game. I don't want to promote it on the chat. Oh, look, it's Freedask's game. He's working on this. Wishlist the game. They helped me. They helped me a lot. So
They are
yeah,
your
I don't think.
promoters then. When you will
Yeah,
get bigger, you will have to pay them as
yeah, of course. They will
promoters. Paid
definitely.
jobs are open up, everyone.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Look, it's obvious people who had like bigger channels on
I
YouTube
see.
now they are publishing games.
Okay.
Like Video Game Donkey. I don't think if you know him. I think you know him.
I think I heard
He
his name, yeah.
published the game Animal Well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
published the game. A lot of big influencers are publishing games now, not even making them. Well, they have the money and the fame, so why not?
Yeah, true.
But as a developer, why not making content? I think
True,
that's
true.
really help. That's really help. Of course, depends on your community. Let's say you're making a city builder game, a strategy game, or city builder, and your community doesn't really like this kind of genre. So you need to really find the target
Yeah.
audience for your game. That, that's how it works. So when I like in my oldest channel, I had like 10K subscribers,
Nice.
but a lot of them doesn't play 2D platformers.
I see.
But at the same time, it's really helpful. They talk about the game a lot and everything. And now in my English channel, it's gonna be only about game dev, of course, and a lot of developers are there. And yeah, people who love the 2D platformers or indie games in general.
I see.
So yeah.
And are you still
So
using your very old YouTube channel as well?
well, to be honest, I'm not really working on that channel a lot. I made a video when I released the game, and
Okay.
before like I started, I'm making a game. This is why I stopped the channel. I stopped making video games. Especially, I was learning more than working on the game. So now I'm gonna be like doing devlogs, working on the game and doing devlogs, doing YouTube videos. I can't do that because I understand a lot of things that I didn't know in 2020. But at that time, I couldn't do like YouTube and learning game development at the same time. It was
I
really,
see.
it was really hard. And yeah, I started in COVID, by the way. A lot of people like changed industries in COVID, I guess.
Yeah, they had more free time to think about their
Yeah,
actual
and
potentials and creativeness. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So what was or were the best developing process memories in your life? Like The
the
best
best game
memories. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
developer.
yeah. Like no. Your memories about your process of developing your game. The best memories, like, and also
The
the worst
best.
one.
Oh
Yeah, yeah. So,
yeah,
so the
the
wor-
best
so the
games
best and
and
the worst memories of like when you
oh
develop
yeah.
your game.
Well, to be honest, most of the time it was really fun
Okay.
making the game, but I'm talking about the best part here. It was really fun because I'm doing what I love, and I think I was seeing the potential, and the best part where I was like doing art for the game
Okay.
and not the cinematics. Cinematics were really hard, but like doing game level design and everything, it was really fun. I had fun programming the movements of the player and doing bosses and mechanics and everything. It was really fun. But the worst part I can remember, well, it was like doing from 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. in one day. I was doing like the controller. I switched from the old input system in Unity. By the way, I'm using Unity. The old input system for controller to the new one. I didn't understand what's going on. It was really a hard day for me. But yeah, at the same time, saving data for the player. It was really hard for me. Yeah, most of the time it's like for programming side. It was really hard for me
I see.
these days. Yeah, saving data, saving system, all the saving system for the player, and the input system. It was really yeah.
And
I remember.
oh, sorry.
Sorry, I remember 2022. It was the most productive year in my
Okay.
life. I don't remember. I was really productive like that. The whole year, I didn't like go outside.
You just went through the whole year.
Yeah,
The
yeah. I
slides.
made
Yeah.
the four levels in 2022.
Nice.
So the most of the year was in 2022.
I see.
Last year I made the boss and the last level. The first year I was focusing a lot on the demo because the demo is like representing your game and everything. But I was not really happy with the demo
I
because
see.
it's the first thing I did while while learning. And I said I had like smaller projects. I was doing Predask demo and trying to make other games, but they are not really important. But yeah, 2022 was, I think, the most good parts and the bad parts are in 2022. Yeah.
I see. And like you were talking about like programming when you had some problems with learning stuff. Did you get any help from like some friends or only the internet?
Well, most of the time, like 90% from the internet, of course, from like Unity documents, and a lot of people are asking the same problems you had. Maybe some guy in 2013 had the same problem you had in
I see. I
2022.
see.
But yeah, that really helped a lot. But I had some friends that they are really good at programming.
Okay.
They don't live in the same town here, but I know them like they are online friends. Uh, they helped me. They helped me a little bit when I had some problems, but most of the time, learning only from the internet. Never bought any course, by the way, about game development. I learned a lot from Brackeys. I think you know him.
Yeah.
A lot of people know who's Brackeys. I know. Yeah, and most of the time, like YouTube, 80% YouTube or 70%. The problem is they called it like a tutorial hell. Um, in the first year, I was like always focusing and following the tutorials because I
Okay.
didn't understand like the basics. I was not focusing on the on programming a lot.
I see.
Um, you know why? Because in like I didn't talk about that in 2019 while I was doing arts outside game development. A team from here from Algeria, they want me to work with them. Smaller team like hobbyist.
Okay.
They want me to do arts for them, like environment arts for their game. But we didn't like. I met them, but didn't went well, and I started. I downloaded Unity. I said, "Why? Let's try Unity. Let's see Unity, how this engine works and everything." And this is why, like, I didn't have like a great programming knowledge and background. So I started like, oh, I want to make a 2D platformer. Let's follow a tutorial talking about 2D platformers.
I
So
see.
that's a mistake. I don't advise people to do that. Just please learn the basics of programming. C# is not that hard of a language. You can learn it. Just start with basics. You can find a lot on YouTube for free. And yeah, in the first year, I was always following tutorials. It have been really. You can't like you see like yourself. You can't do any other features without tutorials. In the beginning, it was really annoying for me. And after that, in 2021, 2022, it was really easy for me. Like, I understand more the basics and I understand what I'm doing. I can
see.
make other game genres too that make the game workflow faster for me.
I see.
And yeah, I can be more creative
Yeah, that's what I
working
wanted to
with
say.
that
It's like
knowledge.
it could be very scary, or it can be very scary if you are like you are not familiar with the programming language and you go
Yeah,
into without knowledge or knowing it, and it's also like I don't know. Probably you told us that you were following tutorials because you were probably a
yeah,
bit scared, like to go on your own and start from the ground up
yeah,
to do something. And I guess that's the learning process. Like first you have
yeah,
to
of
get the
course.
knowledge, and then you have to be creative. And with the help of
Yeah,
your
like
knowledge, put up your base, from the ground up to level 0 to level 100. I guess. Yeah,
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 like every skill,
yeah,
like every skill, the slow beginning.
yeah.
Most of people, I think, give up in the first months because they think they are not good enough. But in the reality, everyone is not good in everything. Like you can't be, I don't know, you can't be a musician, like do someone who do music without trying.
True,
You can
true.
say I'm bad at something.
You have to
So
practice a
yeah,
lot. Yeah.
I have I have like a mentality. I have a mentality. I can't do everything, but I think if I take like the time, I
Okay.
can make it. So like everyone else.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
I
know
totally
why I
agree with you, by
developed
the way.
this? Yeah, I developed this mentality because while working alone, you will be discourage yourself a lot. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that. But at the same time, you need to start it. You can't just complain. Just give it a
True.
time,
True.
chill. Don't be hard on yourself. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I got you. I got you. Okay.
yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. So, what about like physical versions of the game? Like, are you planning to release physical version of the game if you ever happen to like release it on console or consoles,
Well, for now, never. I never thought about
or
that, to
some
be honest.
merchandise people can connect
Oh,
to?
I don't think I'm thinking like it's not in my plan at all. I never thought about that.
Okay.
Maybe if I publish it to consoles and yeah, but most of the time, if you have a publisher, that would be easy. I told you. For the physical copy, that would be easy for you. But in my location, my knowledge, and everything, I don't think like I'm gonna be focusing on that project more than 5 months or 6 months
I see.
after the release. Of course, I will keep updating the game, but nothing like big. I want it to be just a solid game that doesn't have any
I see.
problems. Yeah.
Okay. And whenever you got like a very positive or negative reaction from the players, how those like opinions influence your everyday life and also the developing process of the game, or fixing those bugs if there were any bugs? Like how positive and negative things can influence your attitude to the game and
Yeah.
making the game.
Well, what because I was like for mental side, because I was doing YouTube, I was doing content on the internet overall since a lot. Negative or positive, negative reviews or anything about the game will not affect me. But
Okay.
if it's need to be fixed in the game, I need to. Especially if it's like about the player movement or something like breaking game. But if the game is, let's say, I didn't like the art style, I don't know what to do. If
Cannot do
that's
anything about that, I
negative.
guess.
Yeah, some things you can't change, but I'm always, by the way, I said the game is difficult, but I'm always trying to make the game easier. By the way, in the last
Okay.
update, it's easy. It's easier, I guess. So yeah, to be honest, I didn't get like I get one negative review,
Okay.
but the player didn't play a lot. Like they didn't finish even the first level.
Okay.
I think they compare it to other bigger games
Yeah.
because at the same time I see myself like it's a small game. It's not. Let's not compare it to the Hollow Knight
Yeah.
or
True.
bigger
True. True. True.
games
True.
that people really had a lot of experience in the
Yeah.
game development. But yeah, I consider the review, of course. I'm not like mad or anything. It was fine. I can see their point. That's normal. Because maybe they paid for the game. Yeah, I think. But yeah, talking about the price I think affect the game. Even if it's cheap. Uh, because most of people when they see like a $5 game, they will see like a bad game in the beginning without playing the game. It's like depends on the players, but a lot of people will see it like a cheap game, bad game.
But
I
do you
think,
agree with this mentality? Because in my opinion, it's not a good mentality. Like it's not good to like have mentality with which you are saying it's a bad game because it's a cheap game, or it should be a good game because it's, I don't know, it costs a lot of your money. So I don't think it's fair to, to have these comparisons between like the price of the game and the quality of the game. Like, come on, there were like games which cost us $70 and they sucked, and there were like $5 games which were super good, and it's not the
yeah,
case. And I think that for me personally, I think the most players mentality, or most people's mentality, who are saying that, okay, I paid this and this for the game, or seeing a movie, it should be good. Like, okay, but what is good for you? Come on, say it. And like you said before, that a lot of people have expectations for all kinds of forms of arts, like games or movies or music, but they can't express themselves what they want to have on their screen. Like,
yeah,
okay, you want it to be good, but what is a good thing, or what is a good
yeah.
game for
True.
you? So it's hard. So yeah. So what's your
Especially,
opinion about it?
look, especially for expensive games, doesn't mean it's good. We
Yeah.
also like AAA games. A lot of expensive games. They are so bad. But the problem is in the industry, the indie game industry, it's a little bit different because you can, let's say, the competition is really high. You can buy, let's say, I was gonna put the game $8, but at the same time, you can buy Hollow Knight for $8 in discount. I think it's $15.
I see.
But that's the problem in the games, because you can find a lot of cheap great games. This is why, by the way, the gaming like community is the hardest community to deal with. We are hard, like it's really hard to let's say to make them happy with your product. It's because we can find $5 literally game of the year, and at the same time $60 game, and it's really bad. I agree with you, of course. The price doesn't really represent anything about the quality of the game. But sometimes, of course, I can't put. I can see my game. It's not worth $20 or $30. That's normal, and I see the time play time. I see the quality of the game. I can't compare it to maybe I don't know what games are $30, but I can see the quality of the work, how much is worth. But yeah, overall, the players doesn't see anything about like development. They don't see it.
Yeah,
So,
true.
and I respect that. I know I am a gamer, and I have never thought about how they make the game in the past.
Did
I
it
have been
changed or
always
have
buying
it
the game
changed?
and playing the game.
Have it changed? Sorry for interrupting you. Have it
No
changed
problem.
when you started developing your own game?
Of course, a lot, a
Okay.
lot. I know how some games work now, and how much it takes them. A lot of indie games put a lot of money too. I can see the effort in the games
Okay.
sometimes, and you can see
You became less judgy,
now.
you
I can
feel,
see,
because of that? Because you became a developer, you also became like less judgy, or you have less judgment against games now?
yeah. Well, I don't think I was like I used to judge games a
Okay.
lot,
Okay.
but that's changed a lot. Yeah, I know. But at the same time, I can see a game that I see they didn't get put a lot of effort, but in this genre, you don't need to put a lot of effort to make it good. So I don't know if you can understand me,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
some games, let's say Red Dead Redemption, they put a lot of efforts in realistic graphics,
Yeah.
but you can see Among Us, it's like a popular game and a successful game. There is of course a big gap between them, but they are both good games.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
But
interesting
yeah,
that you're talking about like YouTubers and streamers and all these influencers like hyping up a game, and it's interesting to see you mentioned Among Us, which has been like keeping a very low profile at some years, and then it has changed because a lot of streamers started to stream it again, and the game got back to a very hyped and knowable and loved game, and now it's very popular again. So it's, I think in my opinion, media has changed. Like nowadays it's like not the official, like, IGN and GameSpot and all these websites are promoting games. They're also promoting games, but the streamers and the YouTubers,
yeah.
uh, the ones
For
who really like promote these games. And I feel like I'm always saying this, that these people should be responsible for like how to explain. Of course, they can stream and can show every game. It's hard. Like there, come on, there are like, I don't know, 100 games out like every 2 weeks or
of
even
course,
more. Yeah, or even more. And
yeah,
of course they cannot stream and show and review every game. But in my opinion, those people who are paid influencers in the industry, like on social media websites like YouTube or Twitch or Kick, or I don't know what kind of sites there are as well, because they have so much influence on hyping up a game and have a brand to get known by the people. I think that they should be responsible for like picking up these smaller games as well. And
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like it's a win-win situation. Like even if these influencers won't get paid by, for example, by you, who are
yeah,
saying, okay, please try out my game, show my game.
yeah,
But of course, in the future, they can develop like a cooperation, because, for example, if they show your game and because of that you will get very big as a company,
yeah,
as a person, and your next game will be even bigger and everyone will know it, then you can, pay your homage and say, okay, you help me, I will help you, and it's a win-win situation. But
yeah,
I think like a lot of people are not thinking that much into the future these days. They just want
mm,
fix money and fix hype about their craft, and that's why they are not willing to cooperate. Of course, I understand in a point that a lot of people are just into their games, which is fine. Like, of course,
yeah,
for example, me, I don't play FIFA. I'm not saying it's a bad game or anything, but I don't like it.
yeah,
and I won't stream it if I don't know, I get $1 million because I don't like it. Okay, I always say
Yeah.
this, but of course can see a point where people like can be more open-minded about like influencing players to, okay, this here is pre-task, please try out.
Yeah.
That's my opinion, and you should try it out yourself. And also, I can see the problem behind it, that a lot of, like we were discussing it earlier, and you told me as well, that people, also influencers judge too much and are always too harsh, at least some of them, on games, which at some point is understandable, but at some point, like, they are not even giving the chance for the viewers at home to try out the game. For example, if you can see a person with, I don't know, 1K viewers and saying it's a bad game, okay, it's a bad game for you, but don't say it that people shouldn't buy it. You should say that,
True.
okay, come
Yeah.
on, try it out yourself and experience it. And if you like it, it's fine. Like, I think that nowadays most of the influencers are too harsh with their opinions and not letting people, have their own opinion, which is very bad, afflicting the gaming industry.
Yeah, of course. I agree with you. Twitch streamers, especially because I watch a lot of Twitch. They influence a lot of people, especially like really big Twitch streamers.
Yeah.
In some games that if you let's not talk about other games, but some games, if they are really expensive AAA games, and we see a big problems like the game that canceled and everything the day before, I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah.
People were mad. I can understand that, but at the same time, if you're like really harsh, and because the standards are really high nowadays, and feel like a lot of, especially Twitch viewers, they don't give like other games a try because like they see best Twitch streamer is like doesn't like the game because he's trolling too. That's the problem with Twitch. But at the same time, Twitch streamers helped a lot. Let's say Among Us. So the pop-in helps Among Us in
Yeah.
COVID, and a lot
Yeah.
of people
True.
played the game.
True.
Well, the game had like a lot of things that helped the game, which is COVID. A lot of people who is at home, and big streamer like Soda Poppin. Soda Poppin I don't know if you watch him a lot. Every Saturday, I think he play new indie
Oh, yeah, yeah,
games,
yeah. It's a
and
show. Yeah.
yeah. Carnage, I think too. He played indie games. I don't know if he's getting paid or not, but I think some of them. But as you said, a lot of Twitch streamers has their genre. They don't play only, let's say, FPS games.
Yeah.
You can't like force them to play a 2D platformer.
Yeah, it's
That's the
understandable.
problem.
Yeah, it's totally understandable. Yeah, but that's why I was
Um,
saying that you have to find a balance between these
yeah, of course.
things as well, like in everything in life. And also, I feel like, of course, there is a very good part as for influencers, like they are helping grow a community for a game, or helping hyping up for the release of the game. But still,
Yeah,
like we were discussing it earlier, that I feel like they should take their responsibility to not be that harsh on a game, and
yeah,
let
and of
people not
course,
be sheeps, following them,
yeah,
but saying them or telling them that they should like have their own opinions about the game, or at
yeah,
least they should try it out, because come on, Steam has demos. I understand that
yeah,
some
yeah,
PlayStation or Xbox games doesn't have demos, but if I'm correct, most of them nowadays has, and so we are living in a time where there are free demos to try out,
yeah,
like way before the
yeah,
game has been released, and it's ours to try out. And if you don't try
yeah,
out, you might miss a good game just because you were listening to someone else. And this sucks, in
yeah,
my opinion, because
yeah,
like I met a lot of people throughout my life who were like changing their opinions because I told them to, okay, try it out, it's not that bad, like you heard on the internet,
yeah,
because of the hate trains that we have nowadays. That's
yeah,
why I first of all started this dev live show of mine, because I feel like there's too much I don't know, not real, but like pre-made hate by the people and hatred
True,
and
yeah.
cancel culture around the gaming industry. And we should, as a whole, as a group with developers and players, we should change it and realize, like you said, that they should see behind the curtain. They should see the actual person or the team developing these games and making these games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a great way to like you get in touch with the whole gaming industry as a Twitch
Yeah.
streamer is actually a good idea.
Yeah.
And as a developer, I think you need to know your target audience. Of course, you're not gonna like publish or pitch your game to Twitch streamer, let's say Doctor Disrespect, who play only for FPS games, let's say,
Yeah.
or I don't know. So you need to know your target audience. You can't just oh,
But
this Twitch
also, I
streamer
think you can never
didn't play
know
the game.
because, for example, they might have been playing these type of games at their childhood. They just changed, so you never know. You also
Yeah,
never know.
I know a lot of Twitch streamers who play other genres where they are like off stream.
Yeah, that's
Because
what I'm
their
telling you.
stream is
They are afraid to stream it because their numbers will go low because of those games. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I can understand that because
Yeah, me
it's
too. Me
like
too.
their main thing.
Yeah.
It's their job, of
Yeah.
course.
True.
So
True.
you
True.
can't just
They
like
cannot risk it.
mix everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big risk, and maybe their audience will not like the genre of or the game. So yeah. Uh, Reaching out, I tried to reach out to a lot of Twitch streamers and YouTubers. I told you, I know some YouTubers, local YouTubers are big, but at the same time, it's really hard to reach out to international, let's say, YouTubers, people from US, from everywhere. The problem is because, as you said, more than 100 games published in 1 week. So there is a lot of competition.
Yeah.
These big YouTubers are getting a lot of emails every day. So it's not really a unique thing. Oh, I made a game, so I'm sure they will see my email or something. Of course, there is other services to contact YouTubers and everything. But it's all about, I think, it's all about your game hook and the game quality and of course the content that YouTuber or Twitch streamer provide. So yeah, it all depends on your project. This is why, by the way, I'm working on another projects, and I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about anything else.
I mean, it's up to you. You don't have a publisher,
yeah,
so
like
if your
yeah,
publisher, who is yourself, is letting you, then feel free to do that.
yeah, I mean, I'm here for pre-dusk, but as I said, it's a learning experience, and my next project is gonna be simulators that you can play with your friend. It's
it's a
gonna be
multiplayer
top down.
So it's a multiplayer
You can say it's a co-op game up to 4 players, but you can play it alone. You can gain money.
Is it a
and
couch co-op or online co-op game? Or both?
yeah, it's gonna be both. It's gonna
Both,
be
okay.
single player. You can play it alone,
Okay.
and you can play it with your friends, couch co-op or online co-op.
Okay.
It's like for now, this is the concept for now. I'm not going to talk about it a lot, but it's going to be like a simulation about a delivery guy who can deliver things to other houses and everything. You can gain money and buy vehicles, and you can play it.
Okay.
It's like Overcooked, but for delivery in a city top down. It's going to be top down.
Okay.
The problem is I am trying to make it 2D. At the same time, you can see the player in every side. But it's really hard. It's not most of these games are 3D. But I'm gonna try to make it like I don't know if you played Don't Starve.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah. It's one of my favorite like survival games. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want that style. I was going for an online game, but it's really hard to publish an online game alone because most of the time it's gonna die in the first week. And people, if they see 0 players in the game, they say it's a dead game. I'm not gonna play the game, of course, because there is no players. So this is why I want something co-op. I enjoy at the same time simulation has less competition than 2D platformers. 2D platformers are. I love 2D platformers. I played 2D platformers. I finished a game called Splody, I think yesterday. It's a 2D platformer, but at the same time, I don't think I'm gonna be making other 2D platformers. Maybe in the future, I will. But it's a big competition in 2D platformers. This is why I think like um, Pre-Dusk didn't get a lot of players. By the way, in the first month, this is less than the first month. I published Pre-Dusk in May 18, and they had like 250 players so far the first month, and
Nice.
I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
Nice.
It's all because of my community. I was really afraid if no one would play the game,
No, 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 no.
but yeah,
But
yeah,
why? But why?
because
Okay,
it's
but tell
really
me why? Why? You were
why no
making
one
a
would play
game
the
like for
game.
years, and you were afraid that nobody will play it.
Yeah, that's the problem. I have been making the game for years and seeing nobody playing it, it would be really
Yeah.
heartbreaking for me. So marketing is not a good, like I'm not a good marketer.
I
That's the
see. I see.
problem.
You are
You
more of
need
a
to be
creative guy
really,
who makes the stuff and try
yeah.
to sell it.
I
I see. I
love,
got you.
yeah, I
Yeah.
love doing creative things and everything, but marketing and convincing people to pay for your game or play your game, even if it's for free, let's say the demo free, it's really hard, especially when this is like the hardest thing when I was making the game. You are making a game where there is a lot of games, popular games like Hollow Knight, Limbo, Rayman, Celeste. Everyone will compare your game to other games and say it's like a copy. So you don't have a unique thing in your game. Well, I can see there is a lot of unique things in Pre-Dusk, especially in the art, I guess. But uh, that's that's the hardest thing, like making a game while competing with a lot of great games like Hollow Knight. It's not a Metroidvania. I didn't make Metroidvania. Hollow Knight is a Metroidvania that's really something else. It's like a 2D. It's like an open world Souls game, but at the same time, not like when you make game in like city builders or another genre. I think it's gonna be more fun, and I'm gonna focus on smaller projects
I see.
because making, yeah, I don't see myself spending more than 1 year in a game, or yeah,
You will be
it's
the
really
speedrunner
frustrating.
of making games in the future.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna focus on quality. I'm not gonna
No, I'm just joking. I
do
was just
quantity.
joking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I get you. But I just remember that I want to talk about that. I want like smaller loops, like let's say overcooked. It's not easy to make overcooked, but it, I want to make like a prototype and test it with a lot of people
I
and
see.
see if really people want it. Let's make a one level with this system and see. Not like pre-dusk, I made everything from scratch, and I mean I'm gonna be making my games from scratch too, but not all. Let's say 5 levels with 120 scenes. By the way, in pre-dusk, so it was really frustrating.
Would you like to
You are
be?
seeing a person. I'm not sad or anything. I'm really happy. By the way, I published my first game on Steam. I wish everything like I wish everyone will maybe had the same feeling. I was really proud. I'm still proud. It's a big thing in my life, like making a
Congrats for
game and
that, by the way.
publishing it.
Congrats for the
Yeah,
numbers as
thank you.
well. Yeah, and
Yeah, thank you
hopefully
so much.
the other games will succeed and will have success as well. So my question was
Thank you.
like, are you like planning your next game to be longer or shorter? Like, because you told us that it's going to be a single player or and a cooperative simulator and fun experience, but are you planning like are you have the playtime or do you have the playtime in your mind for the future? Or it's still like a
Well, to,
developing process as well? Like you still will be able
well,
to balance it.
uh, I'm still in the development. I'm still doing the prototype, but at
Okay.
the same time, like I think that's my goal. It's gonna be like you can play it as much as you can because
Oh,
simulators
okay.
simulations you can like be always upgrading
Oh, okay.
things. This is what I want, like a loop, a system where a player, it's really hard, but I want the player to not be like bored playing the game. At the same time, you can unlock a lot of new things. Let's say it's like because Overcooked, it's finished. Like you can finish the game
Yeah,
Overcooked,
there's an ending
but
of the game. Yeah.
yeah, but let's say supermarket simulators, gas station simulators, you always upgrade in. You always upgrade. This is my scope for now.
I see.
Yeah,
Will
yeah.
are you planning to have like a fantasy vibe to your game, or just a simple like very realistic simulation vibe?
Yeah,
Cartoony.
cartoony, but of course, in a city, not any like powers or anything.
I see.
Just like I don't think you can say, yeah, it's not gonna be fantasy or anything. Well, I love fantasy things. Like this is why I made Pre-Dusk. It's more like fantasy, but this time, like I'm gonna try something new, which is top down and in a city and everything. While delivering, you can like be interrupted by the traffic or anything
Nice.
in the map, of course.
I
So
see.
this is why, yeah, it's not gonna be fantasy.
I see.
It's yeah, it's not
Okay.
more really realistic, but yeah, cartoony.
Nice, nice. Very nice cartoony touch. Okay. So story wise, I
Yeah.
still have like one more question. I hope it like won't be like very impolite question to ask, but
No, it's okay.
I know that there is also like a grandfather of Ray. Like,
Yeah.
who is he? Like, tell me more about him. Like, we were discussing it. Like, okay, Ray resonates to you, but who is the grandfather figure? So, who is he? Like,
Okay. In the beginning, I will try to not spoil, but in the beginning, his grandpa like he rescued him from
okay,
the clutches of the evil, and by the way, your mission is to save your mother.
okay,
That's the whole story. Um, I'm trying to not spoil, but this world like it's controlled by one person and say I don't want to I don't want really to spoil the
no, it's
game.
okay, it's okay.
But yeah. So he escaped and his grandpa helped him like saved him. He grew up with his grandpa, but at the same time his grandpa is always telling him that this world is you can't go outside, by the way, you are only in this black and white place, you can't go outside, but your mission is to escape your grandpa's house at
Okay,
night. I don't know if you played the demo when I updated, by the way.
I did.
But yeah. Oh, okay. So you escape the house. You escape the house at night while he didn't see you, and try to understand why this word like that, why it's black and white, why I'm alone in this world. By the way, why everyone is acting like I am a different person, which is he doesn't understand why his mother like took him by the boss of the game, and in the end you will understand why the mother to get taken, like they take her, and um, you will understand like everything is as I said, it's really simple. It's really simple. The story is really simple. This is what I'm trying to not spoil anything, but yeah, in the beginning this is how you can see it. This is the like the whole story of the game. You are trying to save your mother, escape on your grandpa's house, uh, and by the way, your grandpa is a unique character in the game. You will understand it in the end. He's not just a normal person, of course, and this is why he's like saving you, and this is why you are always living in his house, and he's like protecting you, but
Yeah,
at the
that's what I
same
wanted to
time,
say. Like if you are reading the like introduction of the game on the Steam page, like you can
oh yeah,
understand by that like if the grandpa figure were like a bad figure, but at the story and as you play through the demo, you realize like he's more of a like protective person in your life.
yeah,
Like he's trying to save you from all the bad things, and I think for me personally, childhood is a very important thing. I'm always discussing it with everyone, and I feel like he is trying to protect you from growing up and realizing why
Grow.
your mother is not there. So that's why I asked you that if it's resonating with your
Yeah.
life as well, because as I'm always saying that those who are creating their own game, the masterminds behind all these games has always like putting their own stories in the game, and
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
cannot you cannot have a story
True.
without your message, your inner peace.
True.
And
True. Yeah.
so yeah, it
Yeah.
was very
So
interesting to
you can say
experience.
he's sorry. You can say he's overprotective sometimes,
I see.
and yeah, that represents some things in my life.
I see.
But yeah, he's like protecting you, and yeah, the player is really naive, and yeah, you will see everything through the through the game.
Do you feel
Of
like
course, it's a,
making this game help you like stay a bit or get back to your childhood a bit and be naive again? Like relive your childhood experience?
well, I don't know. Well, it helps a little bit, but it's just
Okay.
between me and the game. So, I don't know. It's not a big thing, by the way, but yeah, maybe it helps me to like to see the how the player goes and resolve everything, like solve everything. So yeah,
I see. Okay.
yeah, and the obstacles and everything. So yeah.
Okay. So is there anything that you would like or you want to share with us about your game or your life as a developer and also a lover of video games?
I'm just gonna say that this is just the beginning, and maybe you will see me one day in the the, g- the Game of the Year award or
Yeah,
something.
I
I
would
don't
like
know.
to. I would like to. Come on. And we are going to talk again then, or before
Yeah,
that.
of
Yeah,
course,
I was the first
of
who is making the
course.
interview with the famous guy in years
Yeah,
to come. Yeah,
yeah.
true, true, true.
So yeah, I don't
Okay,
know. This is like I can see it as first step, as I always say. And yeah, I hope people will enjoy the game. And I hope people will enjoy more the next game because I will put better quality and they will have better knowledge. And yeah, this is what I can say.
okay.
Free Task
So,
was an interesting project in my life.
yeah, nice. Okay, so if there is anyone who would like to ask uh, any question, then feel free to do that in the chat. We will wait a bit. So yeah,
Yeah, of
we are
course, no
we
problem.
are we are waiting a bit to have any questions. Let us know. Let us know. Let us know if there's
So
anything.
if you have any like question about any numbers of wish list I got and anything if you want you personally, of course, just ask me. Can provide anything. But yeah.
Did you care about the numbers that much or not?
Well, to be honest, they are important.
Yeah,
I will be lying if I said no.
I see.
Because the number of wish lists is actually uh, really important. Uh, will promote you in even before the release of the game.
I see.
So I was focusing on that a little bit, wish lists, but sometimes in the development, I was not really focusing on that because that
You try to
really
avoid it,
affects
I
me
guess.
mentally. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because it's really like, oh, I'm doing that, but not a lot of people are wishlisting the game, so I think
Yeah.
no one will like it. But compared to a lot of games, by the way, I get like 1,500 wishlists before release,
Okay.
1,500 wishlists, um, which is my goal was 1,000, but I thought I can make a game in a year. But the best, I think, number you can get as a developer to get your game into the front page of Steam and everything, it's like between 5 to 8K wishlist, which is really really hard to get. But I was really happy to be honest, I was really happy with the wish list. I know the potential of the game. I know what's the value of the game, of course. And yeah, I was not like, this game. I expected more, and no, I was really happy. I wasn't really annoyed by the number at the end of the day.
I see.
After the release, I get the double of that because that's the normal on Steam. When you release your game, you will get the double of the wishlist. So I have like literally 2,600 wishlist now. So maybe that will help in like in the events and everything. Numbers of sales, they're decent. Yeah. I don't live in an expensive country, so that would be normal for me. I was not expecting a lot. So
Were you
yeah.
doing this like full time, or did you have a job?
I have a lot of passive incomes. Most of the time,
Okay,
I work
okay.
at home.
I see.
So yeah, I do
Oh
a lot of
yeah, you
other
told us
things.
as well that you were
Yeah,
working as a freelancer as well. Yeah.
yeah. As a developer, I wanted to do a lot of passive incomes, some passive incomes related to game development, which is I sold game assets I made, not for the game, like unique assets for other developers. I did freelancing as a UI game designer, artist, and I do other stuff like outside game development to help my situation, of course.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's the problem. You need to support yourself while doing your
Yeah,
project. It's
true.
really
Yeah.
important. So you do not stop your work if you do a real work 8 to 5 maybe, and maybe if you live maybe like me in a cheaper country, you can do like passive incomes to support yourself, of course. Because if you don't do that, you will be like wasting time, and you need to pay for a lot of things,
Yeah,
of
and it's
course.
also tiring to like work and also working on a game. Like
Yeah.
even if you know that, I mean, you have to finish some assets of the game, but you will have to go in the morning for your other job. Then yeah, it
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what helps me because I'm always with a PC. So I do passive income. I give it like a month, let's say, to make other passive incomes, and some of them work, some of them not, because it's really hard to make money online. That's normal. It's not
Yeah.
that easy. But yeah, that helps a lot. I was not like doing a real job while doing
I see.
my while making my game. Yeah, of course.
Do you think that there it will be like your main life routine as
You
for
mean game
like,
development?
yeah, like making games for your entire life? You won't get bored at making games. You will never get bored, because I
Good
remember one
question.
of your videos you told in that it was like you weren't saying mistake, but it was like we're saying mistake, not mistake, but like
The last video?
by accident or something
Oh
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
You were saying
yeah, I
like it was
started
an accident. Yeah.
it was an accident, as I told you. Like I was doing other art things, but I installed Unity, and the first folder in Unity, which is called until this day, is test game in Unity. I was not expecting, like I was just testing it, see, because I did it before with Game Maker and Unreal Engine. I thought I will never like stay for 3 years in one
And what
in
was
one
the click? What
project.
was the
And
click behind when you started like doing the test? Okay, you were sitting there making the art, also a bit of a coding. And what was the click when your mind told you, okay, you need to do your own game? Like, what was the click behind it?
well, the most part I was enjoying it.
Okay.
It's something new. I have been doing other creative stuff before, like
Okay.
I was doing video editing and everything, but it's not the same. I like to see my art alive, so I enjoy doing that. See the characters you make. Oh, this is how games work. So like from video to video, I was like, oh, I can learn that. That's not hard. Okay, so let's jump to this thing and this thing. This is why it's like a rabbit hole, you can say. This is why I end up like making the game.
see.
I didn't like. I was I was trying to learn programming. I knew like programming is a good thing to learn in your life. Any programming language, it's something really important. Uh, I started learning Python, if you know Python,
Yeah,
but I didn't like it too much because it was not making anything that I really like,
it's a more
and
strict
I can't.
language, in my opinion. Yeah,
Yeah, and I can't like enjoy. Personally, I can't enjoy something that I don't really. It's
like.
not my passion.
Mhm.
I know. I believe in myself that I can put a lot of effort in something that I like because I did it before with video editing and anything. If I like something, maybe some people will say, this is you're delusional. You are
You're
maybe you're
wasting
wasting
time.
time and
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that. Yeah,
exactly.
but you need I need to try. I need to try. I don't want to see myself in the future and say, I didn't try
You
this.
regret
It's
it.
okay.
Yeah,
There is no.
regretting it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe that is a delusion. I don't know.
But I
But
mean, you have to be crazy about your craft. That's what matters
yeah.
at the end of the day, and that's how people will, you know, uh,
Yeah. If you are
be
realistic
successful.
about everything, yeah, true. If you are really realistic about everything, I don't think you can do anything
True.
because you need to be a little bit delusional. I can do that. You need to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe in the beginning you are still bad at doing something, but you need to start it at least
Yeah.
to know. You need to give yourself a time and everything. This is why.
Yeah. I totally agree
Yeah.
with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that yeah, we discussed a lot of things. If there's anything
Yeah.
you would like to say, feel free to do that. I
Yeah,
have
I
my
think I.
questions. I got my answers as well. So, and like I said, I'm very
Yeah.
honored you are here with us today at this
Thank you
episode
so
of My
much.
Dev
Thank you.
Life.
I'm
And
honored too. Thank you for having me.
thank
Thank you
you,
for
thank
having
you,
me.
thank you.
I
And
really
I hope
appreciate
that
that.
we will see your game in the near future and we can talk about it and also play it. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Nah, yeah. Okay, the next game I will send you a key and if you want
Let me
to
know.
try
Let
it,
me
of
know. Let me
course.
know. I will stream it and
Yeah.
will show to the people. We have to make
Yeah,
it
thank you.
happen. Game Awards is waiting for you at some point of your life. So yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
thank you. Thank
So
you for having me.
everyone on stream, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you everyone.
There will be also an edited video with gameplay segments and the topics we were discussing in
Okay.
this stream. And yeah, thanks. And make sure you also follow my friend here at all his socials. I will share it on Discord and on
Thank you.
Twitter as well. And he has a
Thank you so
Twitch
much.
profile as well. And make sure you also try out the demo of the game. And if you like it, don't hesitate to buy it.
Yeah.
So
Thank
yeah,
you so much.
yeah, thanks,
Thank you so
thanks everyone for being here with us. And have a nice evening, everyone, on the stream. Bye bye.
Yeah. Thank you
Bye
for
bye.
having me.